ஸ்மைல்ஸ் மற்றும் பல்வேறு இடங்களில் வந்து சுற்றி பார்த்தோம். நல்ல கிளைமேட்.
Good morning. You're watching DD News and I'm Preeti presenting Breakfast Show this pleasant Wednesday morning. In the next 1 hour, we'll get an account of everything that's making it to the headlines. Our top stories first.
Headlines is sponsored by Wonder Cement. एक perfect शुरुआत.
Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan clarifies that there is no case of coronavirus in India so far. Cabinet Secretary holds a high-level meet, reviews steps to tackle coronavirus. Passenger screening extended to a total of 20 airports and all major ports. WHO closely monitoring the coronavirus developments as the virus-related deaths in China cross 130. WHO to send international experts to China for increasing better understanding of the virus and to guide global response efforts. WHO DG can reconvene a short notice meeting of its Health Regulations Emergency Committee. US President Donald Trump releases his Middle East peace plan, proposes an independent Palestinian state, draws condemnation from Palestine for recognizing Israeli control of West Bank and Jerusalem. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says youth is ready to be agent of change in New India, calls for youthful mindset and thinking to meet the aspirations of young India, asserts that his government believes in action. In Delhi poll campaigns, BJP Chief JP Nadda and senior leader Rajnath Singh launch attack on Kejriwal government. Arvind Kejriwal leads the campaigning for AAP. More public engagements from across political parties scheduled today. Supreme Court scheduled to pronounce its verdict on a plea filed by Nirbhaya convict Mukesh challenging the rejection of his mercy petition by the President. JNU student Sharjeel Imam, who is accused of sedition, arrested by Delhi police in Bihar's Jahanabad. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar says the right to protest is fine, but challenge to unity of India is unacceptable. And in cricket, India to play the third T20 against New Zealand today in Hamilton. The men in blue would also look to seal the 5-match series as they already lead 2-0.
Headlines was sponsored by Wonder Cement. एक perfect शुरुआत.
Those are the top stories. We'll get to the news in detail. Now, in view of coronavirus outbreak, India has stepped up visual at border checkpoints, airports and alerted hotels. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has clarified that there is no case of coronavirus in India so far.
सरकार प्रोएक्टिवली एक्सट्रीम्स पर जाकर प्रिकॉशंस ले रही है. किसी को ज़रा सा भी कोई ऐसा मिलता जुलता सिम्टम है तो उसको हम टेस्ट कर रहे हैं या स्क्रीन कर रहे हैं या हम उसको अस्पताल के अंदर भर्ती कर रहे हैं. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हमारे देश में कोरोना वायरस आ गया है. कोरोना वायरस का कोई एक भी केस हमारे भारत के अंदर अभी नहीं है.
The Health Minister also urged people for self-declaration regarding symptoms of novel coronavirus on the National Helpline number. The Health Minister also said that a 24/7 call center is active for responding to the queries on the virus. The number is 011-239-78046.
भारत के अंदर कोरोना वायरस, नोवल कोरोना वायरस का कोई भी दुष्प्रभाव ना हो, इसके लिए जितनी अधिक से अधिक सावधानियां ली जा सकती हैं उनको दुनिया में सबसे पहले लेना प्रारंभ किया. 7 बड़े एयरपोर्ट्स जैसे दिल्ली, बम्बई, कलकत्ता, हैदराबाद, बेंगलोर, चेन्नई और कोची इन 7 जगहों पर हर उस पैसेंजर की जो कि चाइना से भारत के अंदर आ रहा था इंटरनेशनल फ्लाइट्स लेकर, उनकी एयरपोर्ट पर ही थर्मल स्क्रीनिंग करनी शुरू की।
Meanwhile, 3 patients have been admitted on suspicion to Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital in Delhi with coronavirus-like flu symptoms. They have been kept under observation at an isolation ward. All these 3 male patients had recently visited China. The situation arising out of novel coronavirus outbreak in China is being reviewed regularly by the Health Ministry and the Cabinet Secretariat. The Cabinet Secretary held a high-level meeting to review the steps taken to tackle coronavirus. Secretaries in the Ministries of Health, External Affairs, Civil Aviation, Shipping, Defence, Information and Broadcasting and Member Secretary, National Disaster Management Authority are participating in the review. Meanwhile, screening of passengers with travel history from China has been extended to 13 more airports, taking the total to 20 now. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry is procuring more thermal scanners for faster screening. 4 more labs besides NIV Pune have been geared up for testing clinical samples. Ministry of Shipping has initiated screening at all major ports. MEA has made a formal request to China for facilitating evacuation of Indian nationals from Wuhan. Meanwhile, Ministry of Health has opened help desks to provide information on the virus. The ministry in a tweet said adequately manned help desks to assist, guide and provide information on coronavirus have been set up at Jaipur, Vizag and Lucknow airports. A travel advisory has also been displayed in these help desks for additional help. The ministry has urged all travellers from China to avoid non-essential travel. Our correspondent Nitendra is joining us on phone line to get us more on the outbreak of coronavirus. Nitendra, we've given details of the steps which have been taken by the centre along with the Health Ministry and the MEA. Let us know more details and first of all let us know the current update on the status of coronavirus here. Though the minister has said that there is no case of coronavirus detected in India so far, but still 3 patients had been admitted to RML hospital. Let us know the status.
देखिए, सबसे अच्छी बात यह है कि अब तक देश में कोई भी कोरोना वायरस का केस नहीं है, लेकिन जो 3 लोग भर्ती किए गए हैं आरएमएल हॉस्पिटल में, वो खुद ही आए हैं अस्पताल में, क्योंकि तीनों कुछ दिन पहले चीन गए थे और वहां से आने के बाद उनको कुछ सिम्टम दिखा था, सर्दी जुकाम बुखार का, तो वो खुद ही अस्पताल आए और उन्होंने बताया अपनी ट्रैवल हिस्ट्री कि चाइना वो गए थे। उसके बाद एहतियातन उनको आइसोलेशन वार्ड में रखा गया है और उनके जो ब्लड सैंपल है वो एनसीडीसी भेजा गया और एनसीडीसी से एनआईवी पुणे भेजा गया है। उसकी रिपोर्ट 1-2 दिन में आ जाएगी और तब ये पता चल पाएगा कि क्या उनको वायरस की पुष्टि हुई है या नहीं। तो अभी तक उनको सिर्फ एक एहतियात के तौर पे, सावधानी के तौर पे उनको रखा गया है और भारत लगातार ये कोशिश कर रहा है कि स्क्रीनिंग के जरिए, जागरूकता के जरिए इस बीमारी को भारत में न प्रवेश करने दिया जाए और इसके लिए एयरपोर्ट हो या पोर्ट हो या फिर जो बॉर्डर एरिया है, जो नेपाल से सटे राज्य है, वहां पर स्क्रीनिंग की जा रही है ताकि कोई भी व्यक्ति जब आ रहा है अगर भारत में तो उसकी जांच पूरी तरीके से हो सके। एयरपोर्ट पे तकरीबन पहले 7 एयरपोर्ट पे स्क्रीनिंग हो रही थी, थर्मल स्क्रीनिंग, उसको बढ़ा करके 13 और ऐड किया गया है। टोटल 20 एयरपोर्ट जो है उसमें थर्मल स्क्रीनिंग की जा रही है। उसके अलावा जो पोर्ट है, बड़े बंदरगाहों पर जहां से दुनिया भर से सामान और आवाजाही होता है, बड़े बड़े जहाज आते हैं, उनके लोगों को भी जांच की जा रही है। तो कोशिश ये है कि भारत में निगरानी के जरिए ही इस बीमारी को प्रवेश न करने दिया। इसके अलावा जो पुणे, एनआईवी पुणे के अलावा 4 और लेबोरेटरी जो है उनको एक्टिव किया गया, खासतौर पे हैदराबाद, बेंगलुरु और एलएपी में। कि वहाँ पे टेस्टिंग फैसिलिटी वहीं पे लोकल में हो सके ताकि ज्यादा से ज्यादा समय न लगे। कोशिश भारत की ये है और ज्यादा से ज्यादा मीडिया के जरिए, सोशल मीडिया के जरिए इस बीमारी के बारे में बताया जा रहा है कि इसके क्या लक्षण है, कैसे इसे बचाव करें ताकि
Yes.
देश के नागरिक जागरूक रहें। जी।
All right. Yes, Nitendra, you're talking of this awareness, and this was also highlighted by the minister yesterday when he addressed media. He talked of how people have to be aware. You are covering coronavirus, and you have been, visiting hospitals of late with regard to this. Let us know more. Did you witness a sense of any urgency, a sense of panic among the people there? Though efforts have been made to make them aware about the symptoms, about the do's and don'ts, which have been put forth by the ministry at several levels. But then, what has been the response of the people? Are they aware? And the flu-like symptoms of the people. Let us know more as to when is the time to cross the line. The flu-like symptoms, running nose and sore throat, these are the symptoms which are of coronavirus as well. So when is it is the time to, the crucial time when one can say that the disease or the virus has crossed the limit?
देखिए, सबसे बड़ी बात है कि भारत में कोरोना वायरस आया ही नहीं है, कोई मामले की पुष्टि नहीं हुई, तो इसलिए कोई पैनिक की बात नहीं है, ना ही किसी भी व्यक्ति में घबराहट है, पैनिक है। मैं हॉस्पिटल्स भी गया था कल, जो आरमेल में गया था और एम्स में भी मैं गया था, वहाँ पे जो स्पेशल वार्ड है वहाँ बनाए गए थे, किसी को जानकारी भी नहीं है बहुत ज्यादा, और बहुत ज्यादा इस पे चर्चा नहीं करते, बहुत ज्यादा मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि उनको कोई कंफ्यूजन हो या कोई पैनिक की स्थिति हो, क्योंकि भारत में आया ही नहीं है। जब ये सारे तमाम जो जितने भी कदम उठाए जा रहे हैं वो एहतियातन कदम उठाए जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि हमारे नागरिक जागरूक रहे इस बारे में, इस बीमारी के बारे में, क्योंकि ये ग्लोबल स्प्रेड हो रहा है, चीन के अलावा और 14-15 देशों में फैल चुका है। तो एक संभावना ये देखी जा रही है कि चूंकि हमारे नागरिक वहां रहते हैं, हमारे छात्र वहां रहते हैं, इंडिया के छात्र बहुत सारे पढ़ते हैं, तो उनमें उनसे आने की संभावना है, बट भारत में आया नहीं है, इसलिए कोई पैनिक की जरूरत नहीं है। और सर्दी जुकाम, ये वायरल सिम्टम, चूंकि मौसम अभी ऐसा है, बारिश भी हो रही है और जो ये वक्त है क्योंकि मौसम चेंज हो रहा है, बसंत ऋतु आ गया, तो ऐसे में निश्चित तौर पे वायरस के रहता है, एक्टिव रहता है, और जो सिम्टम होते हैं वो जनरली रहते हैं लोगों में, तो ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है, ना ही किसी भी लोगों में कोई भी लोग इससे घबराहट महसूस कर रहा है। तो अच्छी बात यह है कि भारत में भी कोई केस नहीं है।
Yes, so there is no sense of panic or confusion in the hospitals here in India as well, even though we've seen that the ministry has taken elaborate precautionary measures. Thank you so much, Nitendra, for joining us with those updates as of now. And the DGCA has approved sending planes to evacuate Indians from China. The Civil Aviation Ministry will make the necessary arrangements for evacuation. Meanwhile, Indian Embassy in Beijing is in contact with the Indian nationals on evacuation. These individuals will be kept in quarantine for 14 days. Necessary arrangements in this regard are being made. Health Ministry is reviewing the preparedness and screening in all the states daily through video conferencing with chief secretaries and health secretaries. Meanwhile, the number of confirmed deaths from China's viral outbreak has risen to 132. China's National Health Commission said that a total of 5,997 cases of the novel coronavirus were confirmed in the Chinese mainland and 57 abroad in 14 countries. Among the confirmed cases, 1,239 patients were in critical condition. Cases have also been confirmed in countries including France, Germany and Thailand. World Health Organization is continuously monitoring the new coronavirus developments. WHO chief, who made a two-day visit to China, met with President Xi Jinping as well as the health and foreign ministers. China has also agreed that the World Health Organization could send international experts to the country in an effort to increase understanding of coronavirus and guide the global response to the outbreak. Leaders from WHO and China discussed on a number of issues, that is continued collaboration on containment measures in Wuhan, public health measures in other cities and provinces, conducting further studies on the severity and transmissibility of the novel coronavirus 2019, continuing to share data and to share biological material. According to the WHO spokesman, a better understanding of the virus's ability to spread from person to person was urgently needed in order to advise other countries where cases have been detected. WHO can reconvene the International Health Regulations Emergency Committee on very short notice as needed. The committee members are on standby and are informed regularly of developments. Our correspondent Anshuman Mishra is joining us from Beijing. Anshuman, let us know the current update. We've told our viewers that the death toll from coronavirus stands at 132.
Yes, Vidya. Death toll has risen, and China is also has put in all efforts to contain the spread further. However, Chinese scientists have said that in the coming week or maybe in the coming next 10 days, the infections may go up. Infections may go up because that will cover the incubation period of all the infected people till now. As China has stopped the movement of people, the further spread they are trying to stop. So next 10 days, it should reach its peak, and after that it should come down, and the fatality rate also should come down. As per the experts and scientists, the fatality rate of new coronavirus is quite less as compared to SARS and MERS. If we see, in SARS it was around 10% of fatalities, and in MERS it was around 30%. Compared to that, there is quite less, around 3 to 4%. So, there is no need to panic pretty as such. I was just listening to your conversation with Nitendra. So this is quite similar to flu. The coronaviruses, the symptoms are like flu only. And
Yes.
But as you asked, the effect of new coronavirus is more manifested in the lungs. So I think the X-ray pictures, they give a clear picture how much it is affected. And it is definitely more than a flu in case of new coronavirus. So getting an X-ray done immediately or maybe repeatedly, that will be very helpful for the affected person. As such, if I talk about Wuhan, evacuation process has started at Wuhan airport. US has already landed its flight. Japan has taken off 200 of its citizens. So people have started evacuating their citizens and diplomats. However, WHO has still not made up its mind whether it has to call a new emergency committee meeting or not. Preeti.
All right, Anshuman, you're telling us that in the coming next 10 days would be even more crucial for this coronavirus to reach its peak. Now, also, we've seen the effect that more than 5,000 cases of novel coronavirus have surfaced. More than 132 deaths are there, and also coronavirus has spread to other countries, France, Germany, and Thailand as well. 14 deaths have been reported from countries other than China. Let us know, explain to us, when does an outbreak, when is it that an outbreak is considered as an epidemic or a pandemic? Does the coronavirus anyhow fall into either of these, given the severity of the severity of the
Yes,
situation?
Yes. So these categorizations, endemic, pandemic, and
Epidemic.
epidemic, and pandemic. These three categorizations are meant mainly to direct the efforts towards the public health care. So if it's endemic, it means it's restricted to a locality,
Yes.
maybe a region or a province. If it's pandemic, if it's epidemic, it means it has grown to a larger area, maybe a country and nearby regions. So at present, new coronavirus case falls under epidemic as per WHO assessment, I would say. If it spreads to more than, more than a country or to few countries with some serious consequences, then it is declared as a pandemic, and WHO is the authoritative body, the nodal body to declare it.
Okay.
As of now, WHO assessment says that It is a very high emergency thing at the global level, but since the number of casualties are quite less and maybe very less, and the number of infections also are very less in various countries, in individual countries, not more than 10 maybe. So they are still taking some precautions in declaring it as a public health emergency of international concern.
All right.
Because scientists are also thinking that in coming week or so, the efforts towards improved life care support system in China as well as in other countries will help, as well as the movement has been contained. So they hope that the spread will reduce in coming times. Also, they are working on a vaccine. Nonetheless, WHO is on alert, and the scientists are on standby for any emergency committee meeting at a short notice.
All right, Anshuman, also very quickly, give us an update on the effort. You've told us that many Japanese nationals have been evacuated and other countries are also making efforts. We've told our viewers that India is also in constant touch with the Indians who are stuck there in Wuhan. Any further plans to evacuate the Indians there in China?
Pretty, Indian embassy has made a formal request to China. They were they have been in talks with China, but they have now made a formal request also yesterday to China for evacuation of Indian national. However, there is no confirmation as of now from China, because from logistics point of view also, they cannot allow all the countries at the same time, because they have to make a lot of arrangements. There must be disinfected space in the airport, outside the airport, and also there must be a safe quarantine corridor from the city till to the airport. So based on these logistics arrangements, the Chinese government is giving the permission to all the countries who have requested for evacuation.
All right, Anshuman, thank you so much for joining us with those inputs. And let's get to more international updates. US President Donald Trump has presented his long-awaited Middle East peace plan, promising to keep Jerusalem as Israel's undivided capital. He proposed an independent Palestinian state and the recognition of Israeli sovereignty over West Bank settlements. Standing alongside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at White House, Trump said his proposals could be the last opportunity for the Palestinians. He said no Israeli or Palestinian would be uprooted from his or her home, calling it a historic opportunity for the Palestinians to achieve an independent state. Trump said that he has written to Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas in this regard. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has touted the Trump administration's Middle East peace plan, saying it presented a realistic path for achieving lasting peace in the region. He expressed hope that the Palestinians embrace the plan and build with Israel a future of prosperity and peace. And Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has rejected US President Donald Trump's peace plan, vowing the plan unveiled in Washington will not pass. Abbas held an emergency meeting with other Palestinian factions, including Hamas, to discuss a unified response to the plan. He said the Palestinians remain committed to ending the Israel occupation and establishing a state with its capital in East Jerusalem. Meanwhile, thousands of Palestinians protested in the Gaza Strip against Trump's peace plan. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said that the United Nations remains committed to supporting Palestinians and Israelis in resolving their conflict on the basis of UN resolutions, international law and bilateral agreements. The UN chief also said that the UN is also committed to realizing the vision of the two states living side by side in peace and security within the recognized borders on the basis of the pre-1967 borders. The top European Union diplomat Joseph Borrell said that the bloc will study and assess Trump's proposals on the basis of its commitment to negotiated and viable two-state solution that takes into account the legitimate aspirations of both the Palestinians and the Israelis. British Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab urged the Palestinians to give the plans genuine and fair consideration and explore whether they might prove a first step on the road back to negotiations. Jordan, meanwhile, warned against any Israeli annexation of Palestinian lands and reaffirmed its commitment to the creation of a Palestinian state along the 1967 lines, which would include all the West Bank and Israeli annexed East Jerusalem. Egypt called on the two concerned parties to undertake a careful and thorough examination of the U.S. vision to achieve peace and open channels of dialogue. And Ramesh Ramachandran is joining us on phone line to talk more about it. Ramesh, Donald Trump has presented his long-awaited Middle East peace plan. Different reactions have been coming in. How do you assess the plan? Let us know more.
Preeti, this so-called peace plan has been in the works for many, many years now. We saw Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, begin work on the peace plan a few years ago, and we also heard in the meanwhile from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who has spoken about this peace plan on several occasions in the last year or two. Now, this peace plan, this document essentially consists of 181 pages, which for the first time depicts the map of Israel, but it talks about a future state of Palestine provided Palestinians sign up to the peace plan and that groups such as Hamas are quote-unquote demilitarized. Now, as you mentioned, several reactions have been pouring in. The King of Jordan has rejected the peace plan. President Mahmoud Abbas of Palestine has condemned the peace plan, saying it's nonsense and it's not practical. Now, this is similar to the 1993 agreement brokered by the U.S., by the then U.S. President Bill Clinton, but it remains to be seen whether the Trump's peace plan, or which is also known as the deal of the century, can usher in peace in the region given the opposition to it by many countries, including Palestine.
All right, Ramesh, thank you so much for joining us with those inputs. Up next, we're heading for a short commercial break. We'll be back in a short while. Stay with us. Welcome back after the break. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that youth is ready to be agent of change in New India. Addressing National Cadet Corps rally in New Delhi, the Prime Minister said that the cadets are full of passion and symbol of national integration. He also said that the youth will take the nation forward on the path of development. Hailing the contribution of NCC, the canvas of issues covered by him was diverse. Abrogation of Article 370 to fighting the challenge of terrorism, Defence for Citizenship Amendment Act to digital revolution to fight corruption. The thread that bound them together was youth power and tackling challenges ignored so far. Here are the 10 key takeaways from Prime Minister's address.
जम्मू कश्मीर में आर्टिकल 370 ये कहकर लागू हुआ था कि अस्थायी है। संविधान में भी यही लिखा गया, लेकिन दशकों बीत गए। संविधान में जो अस्थायी था उसे हटाने की हिम्मत किसी ने नहीं दिखाई। 3-4 परिवार और 3-4 दल और सभी का जोर समस्या को समाप्त करने में नहीं, बल्कि समस्या को पालने पोसने, उसे जिंदा रखने में लगा रहा। नतीजा क्या हुआ? कश्मीर को आतंक ने तबाह कर दिया। कश्मीर भारत की मुकुटमणि है। कश्मीर और वहां के लोगों को दशकों पुरानी समस्याओं से निकालना हमारा दायित्व था और हमने ये करके दिखाया। हमारा पड़ोसी देश हमसे तीन युद्ध हार चुका है। वो दशकों से भारत के खिलाफ छद्म युद्ध प्रॉक्सी वॉर लड़ रहा है। इसी प्रॉक्सी वॉर में भारत के हजारों नागरिक मारे गए। भारत मां लहूलुहान होती गई। लेकिन जब हमारी सेनाएं एक्शन के लिए कहती तो उन्हें मना कर दिया जाता। आज सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक करता है, एयर स्ट्राइक करता है और आतंक के सरपरस्तों को उनके घर में जाकर सबक सिखाता है। पाकिस्तान में, बांग्लादेश में, अफगानिस्तान में रह गए हिंदुओं, सिखों और अन्य अल्पसंख्यकों से यह वादा किया था अगर उन्हें जरूरत होगी तो वो भारत आ सकते हैं। ऐसे लोगों के साथ हुए ऐतिहासिक अन्याय को रोकने के लिए आज जब हमारी सरकार सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट लेकर के आई है तो कुछ राजनीतिक दल अपने वोट बैंक पर कब्जा करने की स्पर्धा में लगे हैं। दशकों तक नॉर्थ ईस्ट के साथ वहां के लोगों की अपेक्षाओं और आकांक्षाओं को नजरअंदाज किया गया। अपनी अपनी मांगों की वजह से नॉर्थ ईस्ट में कई उग्रवादी संगठन पैदा हो गए थे। इन संगठनों का लोकतंत्र में विश्वास नहीं था। हमने एक तरफ नॉर्थ ईस्ट के विकास के लिए अभूतपूर्व योजनाओं की शुरुआत की और दूसरी तरफ बहुत ही खुले मन और खुले दिल के साथ सभी स्टेक होल्डर्स के साथ बातचीत शुरू की। बोडो समझौता आज इसी का परिणाम है। तुष्टीकरण की इसी राजनीति की वजह से मुस्लिम बहन बेटियों को दशकों तक ट्रिपल तलाक के भय से मुक्ति नहीं मिल पाई। यह हमारी सरकार है जिसने ट्रिपल तलाक के खिलाफ कानून बनाया है। ये युवा भारत की सोच है, न्यू इंडिया की सोच है, जिसने दिल्ली के 40 लाख लोगों के जीवन से उनकी सबसे बड़ी चिंता को दूर कर दिया है। हमारी सरकार के फैसले का लाभ हिंदुओं को भी होगा, मुसलमानों को भी होगा, सिखों को भी होगा, ईसाइयों का होगा। न कोई धर्म का भेदभाव होगा, न कोई जाति का भेदभाव होगा। जिसका हक होगा उसे सब कुछ मिलेगा। हमारी सरकार जनधन, आधार और मोबाइल की शक्ति से आधुनिक टेक्नोलॉजी की मदद से भ्रष्टाचार को काबू करने का प्रयास कर रही है। जीएसटी हो, गरीबों को आरक्षण का फैसला हो, रैप के जघन्य अपराधों में फांसी का कानून लागू कर रहा हो, हमारी सरकार युवा सोच के साथ लोगों की बरसों पुरानी मांगों को पूरा करने का काम कर रही है।
With Delhi Assembly elections round the corner, campaigning has reached its peak. Political parties are leaving no stone unturned to woo the voters. Defence Minister and senior BJP leader Rajnath Singh held public meetings at several places, including Kalyanpuri and Trilokpuri. Senior BJP leader and Home Minister Amit Shah questioned AAP's education revolution in the capital. BJP National President JP Nadda hit out at AAP and Congress, alleging they are more bothered about being with Shaheen Bagh than with the country. Meanwhile, Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party leader Arvind Kejriwal held a roadshow in Gokulpuri. The Congress party has also stepped up its election campaign for the Delhi Assembly elections. Election Commission issued a show-cause notice to Union Minister Anurag Thakur on Tuesday for his slogan at a poll meeting. The Election Commission referred to Section 123(3)(a) of the Representation of the People's Act, which deals with promotion of enmity or hatred between classes affecting the elections. The Commission has asked Thakur to respond to the notice by January 30th before noon. The Election Commission acted after a report from Delhi Chief Electoral Officer over provocative language used by the minister while addressing a public meeting in Delhi's Ritala Assembly constituency on Monday. Sharjeel Iman, former JNU student, has been arrested in Jahanabad in Bihar on charges of sedition. Sharjeel Imam, an activist, triggered a row after a video of him giving a call to split the northeast region from India went viral. Imam was heard saying in an audio clip that Assam should be cut off from the rest of India and taught a lesson as Bengalis, both Hindus and Muslims, are being killed or put into detention centers. Delhi Police Crime Branch DCP Rajesh Deo informed that Imam was arrested from his native place in Bihar.
लगभग 2 बजे शर्जील इमाम को उसके गांव काको जिला जहानाबाद मलिक टोला वहां से डिटेन किया और फॉर्मली फिर हम लोगों ने इसको अरेस्ट किया। फिलहाल इसको हम लोग वहां कंसर्न मजिस्ट्रेट के पास पेश करके इसकी ट्रांजिट रिमांड ले रहे हैं और शॉर्टेस्ट पॉसिबल रास्ते से दिल्ली लाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। फिर यहां जुरिसडिक्शनल मजिस्ट्रेट को पेश करके आगे की इन्वेस्टिगेशन हम लोग करेंगे।
Reacting to Sharjeel Imam's arrest, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar said that people have the right to protest, but nobody can talk about the country's disintegration. Kumar told reporters that police must have acted in accordance with law in arresting Imam, and now the courts will take appropriate action.
में तो जो कोई गलत काम करेगा उसको जो देश का कानून है, संविधान है, उसको समझना चाहिए और किसी को भी देश हित के बाहर नहीं जाना चाहिए। वो एक अलग बात है। जो भी आरोप है उस पर जो कुछ भी वहां की पुलिस ने किया है, किसी की गिरफ्तारी होती है, उस पर कोर्ट में सुनवाई होगी, सारा सब कुछ होगा।
Supreme Court will pronounce its verdict on a plea filed by Nirbhaya convict Mukesh Kumar. The apex court on Tuesday reserved verdict on a plea of one of the 4 death row convicts in the Nirbhaya gang rape and murder case, challenging the rejection of his mercy petition by the president. President Ramnath Kovind had rejected the mercy petition of Mukesh on January 17th. The 4 death row convicts in the case are scheduled to be hanged on 1st of February. In Maharashtra, at least 21 people, including 9 women, were killed when a speeding bus collided with an auto rickshaw in Nashik district on Tuesday. The impact of the collision was so severe that the bus dragged the auto rickshaw along with it, and both the vehicles fell into a roadside well. More than 18 people also suffered injuries in the incident, which took place at Meshi Fata on the Malegaon-Deola road. The speeding bus was packed with passengers and the injured were mostly bus passengers. The state government has announced ₹10 lakh as compensation to each of the kin of the deceased. Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has directed administration to provide all possible help to the people injured in the accident. India has diverted its naval ship INS Airavata for providing relief material to cyclone-hit Madagascar as it stood in solidarity with the island nation. In a tweet, Defence Minister said, and I quote him, "In this time of national disaster, we stand in solidarity with Madagascar. The Indian Navy has already launched Operation Vanilla and urgently diverted INS Airavata to provide support in the relief operations. Our thoughts and prayers are with the people of Madagascar." Madagascar has been hit by a cyclone and there has been heavy flooding and landslides since last week, causing loss of lives and displacement of a number of people. According to reports, more than 92,000 people have been affected. In a tweet on January 25th, President of Madagascar had requested international mobilization for the national disaster that struck the country. According to sources, the ship is scheduled to reach Madagascar today. The ship is carrying 5 pallets each of victualling, clothing and naval stores, along with 3 pallets of medicines. Sagarmala project, which was launched by the government, is important to enable port-led development in India. It looks towards transforming the existing ports into modern world-class ports. Finance Minister has tweeted on the Sagarmala flagship project of the government. The tweet stated, and I quote, "Taking India to new heights, driving industrialization through the power of seas."
Recognizing the huge potential in the maritime sector, the government launched Sagarmala in 2005. The main objective of this flagship program of the Ministry of Shipping is to promote port-led development in the country through harnessing India's 7,500 km long coastline, 14,500 kilometers of potentially navigable waterways and strategic location on key international maritime trade routes. It will enhance port connectivity, modernization and port-linked industrialization. 12 road projects worth 2,387 crore rupees are being implemented. During 2019 and 20, 12 road projects worth 2,387 crore rupees are being implemented, out of which 3 projects are completed, 3 are ongoing and 6 are in queue. 25 rail projects worth 2,268 crore rupees are also being implemented, out of which 11 projects are completed and 6 are in queue. 24 rail connectivity projects worth 3,303 crore rupees being implemented by Indian Port Rail and Ropeway Corporation Limited. 11 multimodal logistic parks are being developed across the country. There is a great scope to increase the share of merchandising trade in India's GDP. Sagarmala project is important to enable port-led development in India. It looks towards transforming the existing ports into modern, world-class ports to integrate the development of the industrial clusters and hinterland and efficient evacuation systems through road, rail, inland and coastal waterways. With Kajal, DD News.
India will be eyeing a series triumph when they face New Zealand in the third T20 at Seddon Park this afternoon. India had won the matches at Auckland and with consummate ease to take a 2-0 lead in the 5-match series, and now a series victory is well within their sight, and there is no reason to believe that India will not be able to achieve the target.
India made light work of New Zealand in the second T20 and moved within one win of claiming a series after taking a 2-0 thanks to their comfortable victory over the hosts at Eden Park. The tourists were solid with the ball as they kept New Zealand scoring in check before KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer carried on where they left in the first game with fluent knocks. They were able to guide their side to a 7-wicket victory, and following another impressive display, India could name the same side for the third game as they bid to wrap up the series. Hosts and opponents New Zealand were disappointed as they failed to learn their lessons from the first T20 of the series against India and suffered a second consecutive defeat, which was largely down to a tame effort with the bat. None of the batsmen really put their foot down, and even a late effort from Tim Seifert, who scored an unbeaten 33 of 26, did not allow the Black Caps to post a total that they could realistically defend, aside from a brilliant effort with the ball. That was not to be the case as India chased the 133 they have been set with relative ease, and having named the same side for the opening 2 matches, it may be time for the host to switch things up, with Daryl Mitchell the most likely to come into the playing 11. Virat and his boys are on the brink of winning another series. They have caused serious harm to New Zealand's hopes of dominating the away team on their home soil. The men in blue will look to win the third game and seal the series. This will also help to variate the bench strength in the coming 2 games and have a look as to what could be the best possible combination for the team. On the other hand, New Zealand might be hungry. They had all the plans to put an end to India's run of dominance, but the Kiwis have failed miserably in doing so. They are a strong side and have all the qualities of making a comeback. However, the form that the current Indian side is in, it is more likely that India will win the game and clinch the series in the third T20. Sports Desk, DD News.
And in tennis, former world number 1 Simona Halep is into the Australian Open semi-finals without dropping a set after storming past number 28 seed Annette Kontaveit in a dominant performance 6-1, 6-1. Earlier on Tuesday, Roger Federer authored yet another incredible chapter in his legendary career at the Australian Open. The 38-year-old fought off groin and leg ailments and 7 match points and came back from 2 sets to 1 down to pull off an epic 6-3, 2-6, 2-6, 7-6, 6-3 victory over American Tenny Sandgren to advance to the semi-finals of the Australian Open. World number 2 Novak Djokovic overcame Canada's Milos Raonic in the quarterfinals of the Aussie Open. The Serb Novak Djokovic stepped out on the court wearing a KB tracksuit, which was a tribute to his friend late Kobe Bryant. And now Novak sets up his 50th career meeting against his arch rival Roger Federer at Australian Open 2020. Time now to get you what all has been printed in the papers here in Delhi. The first paper we pick is the Indian Express. The Indian Express has the top story. It says draft bill proposes raising abortion upper limit to 24 weeks, contraceptive failure provision to end pregnancy to cover unmarried women. The Union Cabinet is set to consider a host of changes to the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, and that means it would be contemplating on increasing the upper limit for termination of a pregnancy from 20 weeks to 24 weeks, and also extending the contraceptive failure clause for termination to include any woman or her partner from the present provision of only married woman or her husband. With that, the next paper we pick is the Asian Age. The Asian Age carries a detailed report on coronavirus. It says first human-to-human transmission overseas. This is the first paper that is reporting about the human-to-human transmission overseas. It says that Japan and Germany have reported the first confirmed cases of human-to-human transmission outside of China. Chinese president says China is battling demon epidemic, and it also carries a picture of a team of experts back home from the Union Health Ministry at an isolation ward for people who have returned from China and are under observation at the government fever hospital in Hyderabad on Tuesday. The next paper we pick this morning is the Hindustan Times. The Hindustan Times bottom anchor story says, in 28 years, first extradition from UK likely in February end. The extradition of the bookie, that is Sanjeev Chawla, who was alleged to be involved in match fixing, will likely be extradited to India by the end of February after the High Court of England and Wales refused him permission to appeal against his extradition to face charges of match fixing during South Africa's tour in 2000. And the extradition of the bookie will be India's first successful one since it signed the treaty with the United Kingdom in 1992. With that, I'll pick the Tribune. The Tribune carries the report which says African cheetah can be relocated to India. A very interesting report there. The paper quotes the Supreme Court. The African cheetah can be relocated to India as the apex court today, yesterday, allowed the centre to introduce the animal from Namibia to a suitable habitat on experimental basis to see if it can adapt to the conditions here. So more or less that was it in the papers published here in Delhi. Up next we'll get you other updates. Bharat Parv 2020 is being organized at the famous Red Fort in New Delhi. The theme of this year is Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat, and the event has many attractions to engage the audience while at the same time celebrating unity and diversity of India. Here's a report.
Bharat Parv 2020 is being celebrated from 26th to 31st January 2020 in front of the Red Fort at Gyanpath and grounds. The objective of Bharat Parv is to encourage Indians to visit different tourism places of India and to inculcate the spirit of Dekho Apna Desh.
सभी स्टेट के मतलब कि मिले तो बहुत अच्छा लगा और जानने को मिला कि अलग अलग स्टेट के बारे में जो यहाँ पे कर्नाटक के फिर तेलंगाना तमिलनाडु आसाम सभी स्टेट के मतलब कि अलग अलग सीखने को मिला और देखने को मिला.
The central theme of this year's Bharat Parv is Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat and celebrating 150 years of Mahatma Gandhi. Artists from various states have come to showcase their culture through dance and music performances.
काफ़ी कुछ सीखने को मिलता है जब अलग अलग स्टेट से लोग आते हैं अपना कल्चर परफॉर्म करने के लिए और हमें भी मौका मिलता है उनको डांस दिखाने के लिए.
तमिलनाडु ट्रेडिशनल आफ करकाटम பொய்க்கால் குதிரை அதாவது டம்மி கார்ஸ் பீகாக் டான்ஸ் ஆக்ஸ் டான்ஸ் காளி ஆட்டம் கருப்பணசாமி ஆட்டம் etc etc in all traditional dance in our Tamil Nadu.
Theme pavilions of different states and central ministries, cultural programs, handicrafts and handloom stalls and food courts are the attractions during Bharat Parv. In addition, the tableaux which were a part of the Republic Day parade at Rajpath have also been displayed at the Bharat Parv for public viewing. Apart from these, there are a plethora of other additional attractions during the Parv, making the event a favorite among the audience. Ayushi Puri's report, DD News, New Delhi.
And beating the retreat ceremony marking the culmination of the 4-day-long Republic Day celebrations will be held at the historic Vijay Chowk in New Delhi today. As many as 24 performances at Vijay Chowk will enthrall the spectators with captivating and foot-tapping music of the bands from Army, Navy, Air Force and Central Armed Police Force. This year, 15 military bands, 16 pipe and drums band from regimental centres and battalions are participating in the ceremony. The principal conductor of the ceremony will be Flying Officer Roop Chandra. The beat and retreat ceremony marks the culmination of the Republic Day celebrations. And the oldest international event for non-feature films in South Asia, the Mumbai International Film Festival for documentary, short fiction and animation films got off to a colourful start in Mumbai on Tuesday. The much-awaited 16th edition of the biennial festival has been inaugurated at a momentous opening ceremony. Dr. V. Shantaram Lifetime Achievement Award was conferred on Dr. S. Krishnaswamy for his lifelong invaluable contribution to Indian non-fiction filmmaking. During the week-long festival, which comes to a close with the award ceremony on February 3rd, 2020, film lovers will not only get to watch some of the finest films in the competition and other sections, but also get an opportunity to meet and engage with eminent film personalities and cine enthusiasts through masterclasses, workshops, interactive sessions, open forums and lecture demonstrations on diverse aspects of cinema and filmmaking.
हर रंग में बसा है दिव्यत्व का भाव। प्रस्तुत है नृत्य रंग। संकल्पना एवं प्रस्तुति शुभदा वराडकर।
In accordance to the Ministry of Tourism, a 5-day student cultural exchange program under Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat is being conducted from 27 till 31st January 2020 by Institute of Hotel Management in Mumbai. The cultural program witnessed beautiful dance performances by students from Odisha along with traditional song performance followed by Odisha theme lunch. The theme lunch has authentic Odia cuisine which was cherished by the students, staff and faculty of IHM Mumbai. And single-use plastic has become a menace for the environment globally. Apart from banning its use, different experiments and efforts are on to ensure the mountains of single-use plastic accumulated in different places is disposed of in the most environment-friendly way. One such attempt has been made in Himachal Pradesh's Sirmaur district, where the road to reclaim the environment from single-use plastic curse is literally being laid out. Take a look.
Single-use plastic is one of the worst enemies of the environment. To stop it from ending up in landfills, options are being explored world over for its alternative use. One such option is to utilize single-use plastic in laying roads. Not only does this help get rid of unwanted waste by changing its form altogether, but it also produces something useful for society. A shining example of this attempt is Himachal Pradesh's Sirmaur district. The Sirmaur district administration began the Polythene-Free Sirmaur project, where the collected waste is being used for road laying. Recently, the district administration completed a 1-kilometer stretch of the Dimki Mandir Budpur Koon link road made from 1 ton of plastic waste about 10 kilometers away from district headquarters, Nahan. It was initiated by Deputy Commissioner Sirmaur, who has redefined single-use plastic by reusing it.
ढिमकी माता मंदिर कून रोड है, वहाँ पे 1 किलोमीटर में कोई 1 टन प्लास्टिक का इस्तेमाल किया है। तो यहाँ पे जो PWD है उसने स्टोर बनाया हुआ है, इसके लिए जो साफ पॉलीथीन है उसका प्रयोग किया जाता है।
Roads laid using plastic are longer lasting and a boon for the environment. The Sirmaur administration is trying to ensure that in every division in the district, roads using plastic are laid in areas where traffic is heavier. Clearly, the efforts being made by the Sirmaur district administration to get rid of single-use plastic are admirable. The nation will be served well if this model is adopted in most parts of the country. With Nandini Mittal in Shimla, Bureau Report, DD News.
An applaudable effort there. Up next, the weather report. That's it in this edition of Breakfast Show this morning. But before we go, we leave you with glimpses of colourful and vibrant folk dances at the NCC rally. Take a look. Have a good day ahead. Bye-bye.